We wanted to invite anyone that's watching to come down. Our party will be from 4 p.m. today, Earth Day, April 22nd, 2010, until 7:30.
So that's there's a lot of food,
Yeah.
and we can feed a lot of good people. And I want to wish everybody a happy Earth Day. It's our 40th Earth Day.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to have a little happier Earth to celebrate today, but we do have a happy 20th anniversary for MCAT. This is a project that started over 30 years ago in Missoula.
I figure 1976, it could have been sooner.
Yeah, it may have been 33 years. So.
Yeah.
I can go get some food.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice to see you. We told Donna you didn't have to be special to be
we
on
have
TV. So
we have some really special things to celebrate today, and I think most of all, we have a lot of people to thank. Many, too many to name. But 30-some years ago, we decided, a group of citizens in Missoula, that First Amendment rights could in fact be much more widely spread than they had been in the past. And one way we could do it was to make this sort of magic medium available to everybody, whether they had money, whether they didn't have money.
Or position.
Or position. And some have gained position, I might say, as a result of MCAT. But we worked very hard, and the citizens that participated were dedicated people. They spent an enormous amount of time talking with the city, who turned out also to be dedicated people. And we also spent a lot of time talking to cable providers who were a little shy at first. Are they still shy?
No, they're like conditionally worried.
There you go. Well, that's
they're
an
no
improvement.
longer naive.
That's an improvement.
Yeah.
So to give those of you who don't know MCAT as intimately as you really should, this is a not-for-profit corporation that's funded by a franchise fee paid to the city by the cable providers in return for the city's right-of-way for their cables. And the city, in their wisdom, with a little help from our friends, decided that they would like to spend a good part of this franchise fee in providing the people of Missoula with the ability to come on television and say whatever it is they want to say.
So say it.
Oh.
Say it.
That's a little bit too much pressure for right now.
It's too much temptation for right now.
The point is that the people of Missoula have made this a 20-year success. It's bigger, it's better funded, it has a lot more programming, it has more channels, it has unbelievably dedicated staff.
There you go.
Where's Lori?
She's coming.
All right.
She'll be here in a half hour.
She should be getting a hug as well right now as part of our dedicated staff. And mostly I want to congratulate those people who have taken the training, come to MCAT, produced programs, run them in Missoula or even around the world, and have added that much democracy to what we had before. And if we do nothing else but that, these 20 years have been more than worth it. More than worth it. So come down, help us celebrate. There's going to be music, there's going to be food, there's going to be, you can be on live television, for goodness sake. I know you all want that. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Joel for a while and see if I can't get some of this delicious food.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Rob.
you.
Oh, you know it.
All right.
Hi, it's Joel Baer, General Manager of MCAT. I'm visiting with Rabid Dog, the punk rock
Yeah,
Christian
Emmett, the old
anarchist.
elderly punk rockers.
Oh,
what
are
I
you
call
changing
myself.
your moniker, right?
Well, I did. Remember I've interviewed you once, and about last year, you know, I feel so old. I'm 42, folks.
That is
Thanks
kind
for
of
listening.
amazing.
And I do a flower garden anymore. And I'm doted up in my old, leather stuff for this.
Yeah, you really dressed up for the 20th anniversary.
The 20th anniversary, but I hardly wear this stuff anymore. I have mellowed out in a lot of ways over 15 years of doing my show.
15 years you've done your show.
I've been a punk rocker since 1993, 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 17 years. This is
Yeah.
almost the 17th anniversary, but I just don't. But, I am still a punk rocker, and I'm 42, and I started when I was 25, but I'm
That's
getting
really
feel
amazing.
elderly, and
Me
I just got some
too.
I just got some cucumber seeds, and I got directions from the grocery store on
Wow.
when to start planting. I want so badly.
See, that's a kind of interesting tale of human nature. You started out as a rebel, a punk, a rocker, and you're turning to this kind of quiet agrarian life. You're happy
Exactly.
to sit and grow things.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm in a better
That's kinda
place than I used to.
nice.
I still have the punk rock beliefs, though. I always will, but I am getting more agrarian, and I do keep up the lawns. It's a beautiful place. I won't
Yeah.
describe where it is, but it's
No.
a beautiful,
No
beautiful
point.
place. But
I wondered if you could tell people, like your first approach to MCAT in 1993. What brought you down here? What kind of propelled you through that threshold? Because you're a relatively shy guy.
yeah, I am.
Actually, you are.
I am.
I mean, unless there's a camera, the people in the background are laughing. But unless there's a camera, you,
And that's the
you
truth.
are really laid back.
I am.
If people see you on the street, you are caught up in your own thoughts. It's not like you're trying to get attention or anything. So how did you get the temerity, the courage to go from not having a television show to having a television show? Because
Well-
I just think people might be interested.
Oh, I've told this story, and I'm going to tell it again, and it's a wonderful, and that's what I wanted to address, Joel. By the way, before I do that, thank you for 20 years of service to this community. Thank
Oh,
you
you're
for
most welcome.
allowing me.
I didn't do it all.
Thank you guys so much. And,
I was off and on. That's
yeah,
for
I know,
sure.
but at
Just
least I
somebody
have
here
a
we're gonna
voice.
interview.
I've never had a voice in my life except
Yeah.
for speech class, which was in junior high. That was my first training, those first
Oh,
MCAT shows.
yeah.
Speech class in junior high, and I did a lot of things on anti-war and peace and, standing up for social justice right in front of the classroom. Maybe that was my first impetus. Because you're right, I am pretty shy, but I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
got in front of speech class and said, I don't believe in television. I don't believe in the evils of society. And I did a speech just at the end of the year on world problems and peace and said, we've got to have peace in the world, justice, because I don't like this thing. You can't hug your close friends or give them love because that's part of peace and social justice. Peace! How was the old hippie thing? Peace, social justice, your fight back. Yeah, not that, but there was something
Well,
else
you
I was
took over
saying.
that.
Yeah, something else I was saying.
Justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. That's what I was saying right in front of speech class, and I was given a standing ovation.
Oh, that's pretty nice. So that
So
kind of got
that
you.
was the first impetus.
So if somebody's watching and you say they might be a little nervous about finding out what MCAT is like, you would say don't be scared.
Don't be scared. It's finding your voice. If you've ever taken speech class, you're just doing it in front of a camera. But as far as MCAT, how I first got involved in MCAT,
Yeah.
I had seen it in like 93, 92. I thought, this is great. I like it. But I wasn't prepared to do a show. A friend of mine at the time said, Emma, you could do a show. You could come on in your apartment, say all your punk stuff and everything. Well, and I said, but yeah, maybe, but I would only do it if I had a really impetus, something to really drive me, something to say, this is what I've got to do. I'm not going to just sit here in front of my show, in front of a TV and say, and in front of a camera and say, well, I'm a punk rocker. That's not enough. There's got to be, well, the motivating force by the Lord came.
Interesting.
I'm going to tell you what it was. For you people, I've told you this many times on my show, and I'm going to tell it when I first show this. In 1994, around August, I was trying to get a job, part-time job. I'm on Social Security disability, but I wanted to find a, and I thought, since I love punk rock music, a thing in called disc jockey in the Southgate Mall used to have punk rock records, tapes.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
I thought, I
remember
could do
now.
that. I could have a punk rock mohawk and everything. They'll
And
hire
you wanted
me.
to work at that store.
Yeah, a record store. They had records and audio tapes back then. Remember
Yeah,
1994?
I've got some cassettes on my desk I mean to digitize. I haven't yet.
And anyway, they turned me down. They weren't
Oh.
hiring me, but they said, I'm sorry, you have a mohawk. We can't hire you.
Oh, that's
I was literally shocked. And I said,
Yeah.
but it has punk rock records and tapes. See the punk rock records and tapes. And if this was a pamphlet, it would have punk rock on it. Come on. But don't you remember, folks? In the 60s and 70s, we hired hippies, and they said, this isn't the 70s, these are the 90s.
And they didn't want you to work there because of the way you looked.
And I said, I'm willing to put a cap on my head and dress conservative, and they said, sorry, we can't do that. That's company policy. So I was sitting at a place called Coffee Row in the Southgate Mall, having a cup of coffee, literally like this, and thinking, Lord, what should I do? It was a beautiful place like this, food, coffee, like this exactly. And I thought, well, there is a place called MCAT, isn't there? This is literally a recreation of where it came into my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Lord, isn't there a place called MCAT? You know, Lord, I'm thinking, I've been furious with society, Lord, even since in junior high when I was screaming about peace and social justice.
Because that's the name of your show, The Awful
Truth About Society.
And
But
it's kind of Sigmund Freud, society
exactly.
and its discontents.
Exactly.
Always think of you in that regard.
Lord, what should I do? You know, maybe, Lord, it's time I got on that station called MCAT. I think I'll give them a call. Ask if I can do a television program. I don't know if I can, but Lord, I leave it up to you, Lord. If you want me to do a show, great. If not, that's fine. And I want to expose disc jockey and what they just did to me. Because they really, this is terrible.
But how did you know you were supposed to do the show then?
I didn't know it. I just had the idea in my mind. It came from the Lord. It came from above, like Michael
Gotcha.
Jackson
Like
would say.
inspiration.
An inspiration. So I called you guys up, and I called up and kind of looked it up in the phone book, and I said, and it was, Randy, if Randy is here.
He's here, he's in the corner.
Randy took the call. Randy, you took the call. Remember when I talked to you that first time and you had the orientation that night? I said, who is the general manager? My name is Emmett. Is there a way I can do a show? I need to do something. How can you get involved? And you said you're having an orientation. It was that night, or maybe the next few nights. And if you want to do a show, come on to the orientation. That's what you said, Randy. Did you not? 94, September. No, it was August. It was August.
Yeah, because the fan was on when you did your first show that we're going to see in a second.
And anyway, I went to the orientation. Randy explained everything. And I wanted to do a series about the evils of society. And I was thinking when I was being trained, what could I call this? Let's see. And there is a series of books by Tex Mars about, New Age movement and everything, and he had written some such things like the evils of the awful truth about Dungeons and Dragons, which I don't agree with, the awful truth about Halloween, thought, the awful truth about society. I will call my show that. So I did my first broadcast, it's going to air soon, on Disc
Really
Jockey.
soon.
And the evils of work prisons and how they destroy you and force you to conform to society. You can't even get a mohawk and a leather jacket and a cup of coffee without getting permission from a boss first. And then I did 15 more episodes.
Which
And
have led to over 400 episodes.
over
15 years later.
400. I never dreamed it would be 400. I thought it was going to close at 15, then 5 more, and I said, this is my close. I have discussed everything. This is my close, the awful truth about society. But then everything in society, like after 1995, disintegrated more and more
and we
and
probably
more
better get on
more. Yes.
to the first show. So I just want to remind people, if you're still with us, we're still here. We're at the northeast corner of Spruce and Higgins, 500 North Higgins. MCAT's 20th anniversary on Earth Day. We've still got a lot of food. There are a lot of interesting looking people in the
Fascinating,
studio.
yes.
Many of them I seem to know. And Jonathan's showing them to you right now. So what we're going to look at now is Rabid Dog, the punk rock Christian
Emmett.
anarchist, very first
Now-
MCAT show ever.
Yeah, now the old elderly punk rocker who just
Right,
likes
so
to grow
now-
a garden. Just before we go, Joel, thank you again for everything you've done for me and for the staff has done for me. I've never had a voice in my life, and that's what MCAT is all about. You people have a voice that can go against the state-run media. If you want to talk about the awful truth about society or just how you like a cup of coffee in the morning and do the cup of coffee show, you can do that. It doesn't have to be political. You can talk about tying your shoes. You can talk about gardening. There have been
Yeah,
gardening
lots
shows.
of gardening.
It doesn't matter as long as you don't show obscenity or libel
which you
somebody.
can sometimes.
Yeah.
Late at night.
Late at night, and I have a viewer discretion
You
advisory.
can libel if you're willing to take the heat, you know.
Yeah.
We're not scared.
Just before I go, thanks again. And
You're
if you're
most
going to
welcome,
ask
Emmett.
the favorite show I've ever done, which
Okay.
I would like to do, the favorite show I ever did was one called the Talons of the Antichrist Destroy Small Towns.
And that's
the
my
beauty,
favorite series
yeah,
of yours.
The beauty and tragedy of the lost music. I
It's
played
amazing.
easy with permission. You have to play permission, to do the easy listening or any other music, or even punk. I got permissions, I'll make a long story short, to do the old easy listening from KOZE FM, Lewiston, Idaho.
Yeah, that was a great
Those
show.
were 2 parts, and if I had only 2 shows to ever play, those were what I play, because they capture my life and the whole 5-part series, because they capture my life and what I believe in, and it's so beautiful. I'm glad everyone can see the easy listening.
All right,
and
thanks so much, because I want to give
Thank you.
people a little more room.
You're right, you're
And,
right. Thank you
and
so much
our
for
live
everything you've
cablecast
done.
is
I
there.
owe you a whole...
So,
My name is Bob Struckman. I'm the president of MCAT's board. This is Ron Wheeler, the founding president, the longtime president, the visionary president.
The
and,
oldest guy.
The oldest guy.
Yeah.
And thanks to Ron's leadership on this board, MCAT is the fantastic institution that it is today. So we'd like to present this plaque, this recognition award, to Ron for his service as MCAT celebrates its 20th birthday. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is really quite grand. This is not something I earned on my own. As any fool can plainly see, this was a community effort and continues to be a community effort. I did have some longevity with this project, and I'm very proud of what's happened to it. And I hope it keeps growing and keeps expanding and keeps supporting democracy and free speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Elias Cabiro. I'm from the Black Cloud Singers over there from Browning. My brother and them, they go out to the northwest over to the southwest. They go over to Connecticut. I'm one of the brothers. I'm the baby brother of the Black Cloud Singers. Many of you probably know that. I don't know if you guys know that, but anyways, I come across this place here. My sweetheart here, she's gonna sing a song. Then when I talk in my native tongue, I know how to speak Blackfeet in my native tongue. Most of you won't know. When she sings a song, it seems like the Creator is right there with all of us. You know? Okay. Begin now. Hey, Makanaki, the market today. It's a market. The Makanaki is good for the market. Sick the gig market. Someone can know it. Hey, the market the market today, poor sappy. Hey, oh, look at the market. Hey, good sappy. Hey, hey.
When the sun goes down to outside, I will be praying for you. Every time I think of you, I will yet still love you. Hey, God, hey,
There's another one we want to kick out here.
Just one more. Yeah, go ahead.
If it's all right.
One more would be good.
Hey ya, hey, hey, ya, hey, hey ya, hey, hey ya, 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 hey, hey ya, hey ya, hey yo.
No one can change your life except for you.
Oh, hi, I'm Joel Baird, the general manager of MCAT. On our 20th anniversary party, I'm visiting with Terry Jimerson. He was a producer at MCAT in the 90s. And Terry, we're just talking about your Rash Limburger show.
Yeah.
And how many of them did you make thereabouts?
I think there were about 6 shows that kind of went in sequence.
Right. And did you
And-
write them? Or
Yeah,
was it just sort of like a free association?
It was,
improvisation?
they were, it was like the bits and the stuff was kind of lined out as what we were going to do each time. But Tom Morris, who was the one that acted as Rash Limburger, he's a great ad-lib
Right.
actor, and so he would just do all of these bits of stuff. There was a lot of planning in it, but then he just took it and ran with it, and it was just a fun thing because at that time Rush Limbaugh was
Yeah, he was
just
based on. He was
yeah.
new, right?
Yeah, he
Or
was
is
pretty
the
new.
radio phenomenon turned to TV.
yeah. He was on TV at that time, and it was
Yeah.
just like he was so outrageous, and so it was just a challenge to try and see how you make fun of somebody who's just so ridiculous in the first place.
So you
And,
got him, you made him rash.
Yeah, yeah.
He wasn't Russian, but he was rash.
It was Rash Limburger, and in the course of the thing, he falls in love with Mona Chagrin, who, for those that can remember, Mona Charin was another real conservative
a columnist, right? Newspaper
columnist,
columnist,
yes,
Mona Charin.
and she'd always have her picture of when she was about 40 years younger than that, you know, as part of the whole thing as well. So
I do that myself.
so anyway, the course of the whole event was that Rush ends up going crazy and ends up in the insane asylum, and maybe
it's
that's
a
the
very
one that.
quiet moment, right?
And so he's in the insane asylum, but he thinks it's a cooking school, and he's learning to cook. So the people with the Hawaii hats and all of that, why he assumes that he's a cooking school now. So that's what happened to Rash.
Limburg.
Yeah.
And I think with any luck, we're going to see a little clip of Terry Jimerson's work. He did a lot of work at MCAT also on social justice issues. And I remember your Spontaneous Joan was a wonderful art piece, and you did a lot of music videos too. So
And I also did, what was it? Raw footage with Athol.
Athol
Rumpley. Yeah.
That was pretty good. And you did a chroma key in
Yes.
which Athol would fly across Missoula.
Yeah,
or
he was
something?
flying, and he was going to be the one that would replace Sununu.
Oh,
who was
John
flying,
Sununu.
John Sununu, who would be flying all over the country for
Transportation
Reagan or whoever it
analysis
was.
or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So anyway.
Isn't it good that our memories start to fail?
Yes, it is.
It's really helpful. Just if anybody is watching, we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of MCAT's first cablecast on Earth Day, April 22nd, 1990. And we're going to bring more people at the party. We'll come and interview. Now we're going to show you a brief clip of Rash Limburger from Terry Jimerson's episode number 6. If you're interested in coming down to MCAT, 500 North Higgins. We're in the northeast corner of Spruce and Higgins. There's balloons, there's a lot of great food, and there's a lot of fascinating people in the studio. So feel free to come on down until 7:30 today in the year 2010. Thanks.
My name is Elliot Scabiro. I came a long ways to the Indian country out here to Missoula. This lady right here, she's a good singer. She sang with us for a long time over at the Black Lodge Singers. And we come a long ways, us guys. We sing throughout the Northwest to the way over there at Connecticut.
Anya. Okay.
Tickety market.
Okay. Hey ya, hey, hey ya, hey ya, hey, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Hey ya, hey, hey ya, hey, hey, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, yeah, hey, 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 hey ya, hey, hey ya, hey ya. Thank you.
And hi, I'm Joel Barrett, General Manager of Missoula Community Access TV with former director Randall Ammon. We're on our 20th anniversary. Randy, thanks so much for coming.
Congratulations, 20 years. You look the same as when I met you back in the 80s.
You do too. I mean, how did that happen? I just wanted to remind people that MCAT is still open for visitors. It's about 6:30 on the 22nd. If you'd like to come down and visit with us, we'll be here for another hour, 45 minutes in the northeast corner of Spruce and Higgins, right across from the Iron Horse Bar, kitty corner from Warden's, like that. Well, Randy, what do you think of all the changes at MCAT?
Well, the place has expanded. There are new faces, but the spirit is tangible.
Right, it still kind of lives on.
Yeah.
It's so funny how things have changed in the cable cast world when we used to do it by hand and run across the room at just the right time to hit play or stop or bring the character generator up. Now it's all done by automation. And the tapes, that were $21, those 3/4 tapes, have been reduced to a 38-cent DVD. So that's really kind of odd.
Technology is amazing, and
Yeah.
putting it in the hands of the people is what it's about.
It is true. It's still what it's about. If you want to learn how to make your own television, if you are interested in maybe having a group that you meet with or a civic group that has a keynote speaker or conference coming up, you should talk to us at MCAT. We have media assistance grants for civic and nonprofit groups, and we have training, camera time, and equipment for people that want to make their own show. The number at MCAT's 542-6228. And once again, if you'd like to come down to our 20th anniversary party, there's a little time left. Thanks for watching.
And a young man like Pete there may have a career in TV someday.
Yeah, he could model for you anyway.